Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now for today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time. And let me know if you like story times, if you want to see some more story times, and I will definitely do some more. But this is the first time story time that I'll be doing on my channel, and I just hope that you like it. And this was something that happened a couple days ago, and it made me pretty angry, and I really wanted to rant about it, so I thought, why not do it on here, because it's pretty interesting, in my opinion. Hope you find it interesting as well. So this is a story of how I got attention, but I did not. So, just some background information on this teacher that I'll be talking about. I'm going to call her Mrs. Smith. That's not her real name. I'm not going to be using anybody's real name in this video, just to protect their privacy and stuff like that. So the teacher, Mrs. Smith, I had her for yearbook class last year in 7th grade, and I absolutely hated that class. Like, hated that class. Like, I absolutely hated that class. Because it was just so boring. Like, literally, all we did was, after we had finished our page that we had to do for the year, we just did nothing for the entire class. And what she would do was, she assigned us the plays, and she wasn't clear about it at all either, because, like, I was asking her multiple times what my page was. Well, actually, I had to do 2 pages, because, like, other people had to do 2 pages as well, just 1 or 2, it depends. And I kept on asking her what page I had, and she just won't give me a straight answer. And eventually she did, but I was confused for, like, half of the time that I had her about what page I was actually doing. And all she would do was, she would tell us to work on a page, and then if we came up to her, she just was like closed off. She was like on a computer the entire class. The entire class, okay? And you would come up to her, she'd tell you what you did wrong, and then you have to correct it, and then you just do that entire class, and if you finish, then guess what? You're doing nothing. And if we got too loud in the classroom, then you know what she'd do? She'd be like, "Hey guys, quiet down. Okay, it's too loud in here. You need to whisper." Yeah, and that voice. She has a really nasally voice. It's not good. And then, obviously, we would not quiet down, because who's going to listen to someone yelling at us? That's not how you treat kids, Mrs. Smith, just in case you're watching. I know you're not. And, yeah, and if we got louder, after that, she'd be like, "Hey, guys, quiet down." Except louder this time. And she'd be like, "I'm not joking. You have to quiet down. It's way too loud." And we'd be like just above a whisper, like, are you serious? So that's some background knowledge of her. I really did not like her in a yearbook. She was a terrible teacher. And yeah, so what we were doing in this class, it was in my chorus class, which is the event that took place. And what happened was, we just came back from Thanksgiving break. So, wait, no, that's wrong actually. We just finished our chorus show, the Music Band Junior. And so we had, like, basically nothing to do, and it was just final week, and obviously we don't have a final in course, so we could do whatever we wanted. The teacher, the actual teacher of the class, which I actually really liked, she was playing the movie version of the Music Band Junior, but you didn't have to do that. You could go on your phone, you could study, you could do classwork, you could read, you could go on your iPad, it was basically a do anything time or a study hall time. And actually, perfectly, I'm wearing this. This is the shirt that we bought for the play. It was called the Music Band Junior, and it was pretty good. I had fun doing it. And yeah, I usually like chorus, but this teacher is a terrible teacher. So, what happened was, me and my friend Emily were in like a corner, and she was on her iPad, and I was doing nothing, because I didn't know that it was going to be a study hall, so I just had nothing to do. And, you know, she was on her iPad, and I was on nothing. I was just like, you know, we were just like chatting together and stuff like that. And the way it was like there was a wall here, and a wall back there was like the back of the room, and then there were chairs here, so our only opening was like up here. So we were like in a corner, you know, together. And so for most of the class, we would stay there, well, for like, I guess 20 minutes, we just stay there. And then we eventually wanted to get our phones, because we were kind of like, you know, bored just sitting there and doing nothing. So we wanted to get our phones, you know, normal. So we both went up to our lockers, you know, out of the classroom, and up to lockers to get our phones. And keep in mind that the teacher was just sitting at a table on her computer. Like, she didn't look up at us. Like, I could swear, if one of us had a heart attack and died, she really would not care. That's what she looked like. And I didn't want to disturb her or face her wrath. So me and Emily just like walked out of the classroom, and went upstairs to our lockers to get our phones. And when Brenda got her phone, she went straight back down to the classroom. But when I was up there for maybe 5 minutes checking Instagram and stuff like that, because I really didn't have an intention of bringing it back down there. That was just something that I wanted to do to check my Instagram and stuff like that. I didn't really want to bring it back down there for whatever reason. I just didn't want to. So I stayed up there for 5 minutes, and then I'm going back down there like, hi, nothing to do. I'll just talk to my friend. I'm going back down there. I walk into the classroom. A kid tells me that Mrs. Smith wants to see me. And I'm like, okay. And my first thought is that, oh, well, maybe she, well, it's not like a strong thought. It's like in the back of my mind, it's like, maybe she's thanking me for cookies, because my mom had given most of the teachers cookies that she made, and obviously this person is not one of my regular teachers, fortunately. But, you know, that didn't cross my mind. You know how when you're just in a situation and, like, you're not thinking that logically, it's like this, the first thing that comes in your head. So that was the first thing that came in my head. Maybe she wants to thank me for the cookies, because lots of other teachers have been doing that as well. So I walk up to her, kind of confused-ish, and she tells me, you're getting a detention. You do not walk out of my class without asking me. I'm just sitting there, and it takes me maybe a few minutes to process this. Well, I'm not saying it for 3 minutes. I'm saying it for like a couple minutes. And she's just like talking about how you not walk out of my class without asking me. Okay? That's against the rules. Sign on this detention right here. And I'm just like, you're crazy, lady, okay? Yeah, you're crazy. And I didn't say that. I was thinking that in my head. And the first thought that came to me was like, well, Brenda walked out too. Why is she not getting attention? And I'll find out later that she actually did, but I didn't know that at that moment, so I was just like, well, she got one too, so I don't get why. I mean, she did that too, so I don't get why she's not getting one. So my first reaction was that, like, why am I getting one and not her, because I didn't know that she had got one at that time. So then she made me sign this little detention thing, and I'm still like thinking like, so you're gonna give me detention when you weren't even looking at us in the class? And see, I'd never gotten a detention before this, so I was just like, how does this work? I have nowhere to go, nowhere. And then when I go back to where Emily is, and she's looking at me like she's scared too. And it turns out, and she asked me, what'd she say? And I said, that I have a detention, and she's like, yeah, me too. And I was just, a wave of relief flooded over me, because like, I didn't want her to be in trouble, but still. Yeah, so I did feel kind of relieved that she had gotten one too, because it was both our first time getting a detention or really getting in any kind of trouble because of a teacher at school. So yeah, I could tell that she was pretty scared and like, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh. But I was kind of not really scared, but you know how when you really don't get in that, you like really haven't gotten in trouble at school, like ever, and then you get in trouble and you're just like, oh, I feel like a criminal. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. And basically what we did for the rest of that class period was she was like texting your mom what had happened, and she like wrote a paragraph about how me and her had gotten detention, and then I checked. She showed it to me, and I was like, yeah, that's okay. And she sent it, and I told my mom that I got a detention through her phone, since I know my mom's number, so I just texted her through her phone, because I really didn't feel like going all the way back up there to get my phone again and having to ask that crazy teacher again. So yeah, and then after that class period was over, we went to 7th period, and we had to take an exam thing in 7th period. After 7th period was over, we both just thought that we should go straight to the detention room, because it was our first time getting a detention, and we had no idea what the protocol was or whatever. And the only reason we knew where it was because one of my friends in 8th grade told us where it was. So yeah, right after school we went straight to the detention room, and we only had to be, well, our detention was both of our detention cards, the teacher marked it off as minor inconvenience or something, and 30 minutes. So I am glad that she didn't mark it an hour, because yeah, that would have just been even more crazy. So yeah, we went to the detention room in the high school straight after 7th period. And yeah, basically all we did in there was we sat there for 30 minutes. I was reading, and then my friend was on her iPad, and then it was us two, and then my other friend in 8th grade, the one that told us where it was, and then another high schooler, since it was, I guess, the shared room between high schooler and middle school for detention. So yeah, we went to it straight after 7th period, and we just sat there for 30 minutes, basically did nothing. It really didn't, it wasn't that bad, but still, it took up 30 minutes of my day, which is kind of, I wouldn't want that to happen. Okay, and then anyway, the next day, so flash for the next day, it's the day after we showed the detention in the chorus room, in the same period that we got the detention. So we're called to the office, me and my friend, and then another person, a 6th grader, and we're called to the office of our principal, and me and her just like, because we have no idea what was gonna happen, and me and her had both gotten detention, so we assumed that, like, that person that was called also got detention, and my friend had actually thought that person had gotten detention, because, like, when we were walking out, she said that she saw her face like this when Mrs. Walker was when the teacher was talking to her. So yeah, my friend had thought that this other person had gotten detention. I hadn't really believed her, but after the principal called us to her office, then I did believe her. So me and my friend and the other person, the 6th grader, let's call her Kate. Me and my friend and Kate are in the principal's office, and you know what the principal tells us? The principal, okay, first of all, I found out that Kate had also gotten attention, and her story was that she was doing a assignment for Bible, and she finished that, so she wanted to go to her locker to get her iPad. So she went out of the classroom to get her iPad, and the bell rang while she was at her locker. So she just thought, oh well, I'll just go straight to 7th period like any normal person. And then, so the course room was like right here, and then the classroom that was the 6th grade 7th period was like right up here. So she had to walk past the course room to get to her 7th period. So she was walking past there, and then a kid told her that Mrs. Walker wanted to see her, so she went back in the chorus room. And Mrs. Walker gave her a detention for walking out without asking her. Yeah, she gave her detention for walking out without asking her while she was going to her 7th period. That's just kind of interesting, if you ask me. So she told that story to the principal, and then my friend just said that our story is basically the same. We walked out without asking her, and she gave us attention for that. And the principal told us that we should have come to her before we went to the detention room. And I was like, okay. And she said that if we would have come to her, she would have marked it. She would have just warned us, and we wouldn't have even had to go to detention. So I served an unnecessary detention of 30 minutes because of this stupid teacher, right? Okay, so 3 people got detention that day, me, my friend, and the 6th grader. Me and my friend went to the detention room right after school and served 30 minutes of detention, and then the principal calls us into her office and tells us that if we should come to her before we do any detention, and that she would have just warned all 3 of us to not walk out of the room without asking again. So we did not need to serve that detention. Right, so, and I'm assuming that it's not going to be marked on my record on behavior, since she said that if we would have come to her, it wouldn't have been marked. So that's the story of how I got attention, but I didn't, because it wasn't marked on my record, but I served it anyway. So yeah, the principal agreed with me and my friend that it was unnecessary for her to give us attention for walking out of the room without asking. And I'm glad that the principal agreed with us. And after we went back to our class, my friend was like, well, that just made my day a lot better, because the principal agreed with us that we didn't have to serve detention. So yeah, I served a 30-minute detention when I did not have to. And a story of that, if you thought this was interesting or you have a similar experience, please comment down below. Have you ever had a crazy teacher like I did that gives you detention when you really don't need detention? So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and let me know any video suggestions that you might have. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye. He says bye too.